Welcome everyone back to the channel. I'm actually very excited to talk about this topic having to do with COVID and blessings. It's not talked about enough, and it should be, because we're not going to allow COVID to bring us down. So here are a few of my thoughts during COVID. I'll be honest with you, when everything happened, the whole lockdown happened, I don't know what was happening. All I know is that I had to stock up on very valuable things, which was toilet paper and a bunch of ramen soup. And I think we've all experienced that whole toilet paper shortage. But aside from all that crazy stuff that happened during COVID, I believe, and I'll probably put up some scriptures as well, just some positive things that have happened during COVID. And just to name a few, honestly, is I've noticed a lot of people have started their own businesses. Whether it's in baking, whether it's creating your own product, whatever it's an online service, your own website, whatever it is, even a blog, people are actually doing it. And I'm excited. I'm all for it. You know, you can look at COVID all you want as a negative thing, but when you look at the opportunity that presents itself for you, I mean, honestly, like when it happened, when it went down, I was like, shoot, there's a lot of free time. And I'll share a little later about why, for me, COVID was a blessing. And it's gonna be a blessing for you too, if you change your mindset. And it's like in Romans 12:2, renewing of the mind and changing your patterns, the way you think. If you change the way you think currently with this whole situation happening, I for sure will see changes in your life motivating you to do your own thing, whatever that is. In all honesty, when COVID happened, I thought it was perfect timing for me to slow down. I don't know about you guys, but I think when COVID hit, the world was very extroverted. Is the best way I can put it. Everything was moving fast. Things were just, there wasn't an opportunity for you to slow down and just think, what am I going in life? What am I trying to do? And where can I go next? It's more like, hey, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. And it's like, okay, we need to slow down a little bit. But when COVID came along, it makes you think a little more like, okay, now I really have a lot of time. When the first lockdown happened in March, in all honesty, the only thing I had for me going at the time was just God. Just having prayer, having faith, having hope, thinking about having those thoughts is like, oh shoot, where am I gonna go? With everything happening, I did lose my job during COVID. I was an accountant at the time, but you know what? I see the positive that came out of it. It was just God's way of saying, you know what? I think it's time for you to move on and start your own business in accounting. And at first, I was kind of really nervous because I didn't know how to go about it. But because of this extra time during COVID, I can say that I invested it very wisely and started my own thing and trying to push for it. But you just never know what's going to happen, because all of this is not in our control. And I think, you know, with the pandemic we have going on, it just shows that no matter what we had planned in store for our own future, God's always going to throw something completely different. And I just think of all the biblical characters that God selected and changed their circumstances, and they didn't agree to it. Like, we're not agreeing to COVID, but we're experiencing it, and how we approach it with the right mindset and the positive attitude, and still giving glory to God during this time for all the good and the bad. I just think Ecclesiastes 7:14, but you have to take those both into consideration, that this walk with God was not going to be easy to begin with. But for myself, losing the accounting job, I said, you know what, it's part of the season. And you know what, God's preparing me for something greater, and I got to go along for the ride, and I'm looking forward to it. And honestly, like, there were so many growth moments for me, like maturity-wise, because of losing my job and because of the lockdown, where I had more time to reflect and look at my character and see, like, wow, I really need to change that about myself. It all happened, and if you're willing to look inwardly and pray about it, and even allow yourself to get advice during COVID, because I'm sure a lot of people aren't really doing much during COVID, so it's a great time to connect with people to help you develop yourself. There's like so many things that I can say that you can take advantage of during COVID before the world starts to pick up again and things are moving a lot quicker, right? And so this is a moment, in my opinion, where things will just slow down for us to focus on our relationship with God, look inwardly to fix ourselves, and probably really know what do you want to do, right? The same way I ask myself that question. Where do you want to go in life? How are you going to achieve it? And I think you have to see that as a blessing. I know, there's a lot of fear going on because of COVID, and it's something that we have to counter with being optimistic with what we can do with what's limited to us, right? But understand that if you change the way you think and pursue things that you really want to do, it can happen. It really can happen. I truly believe it. So again, I am all for it if you guys do it. Whatever it is, starting your own business, writing your own blog, I am there to check it out for you guys, or starting your own cooking business, whatever it is. But remember, just always look to the blessings and give all glory to God, because nobody knew this was going to happen. I know it's going to go down. No one predicted this. But hey, you got to go along for the ride with all the bumps and all the strides. With that being said, thank you for checking out the video. Hopefully you guys have a good one.